Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you listening?
Ricky J Sports.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ricky J from Ricky J Sports, and it's been a while since I posted one of these up, and this is my GM series for NHL'16, and we are in Season 2, and right away, this video is dedicated to a good buddy of mine named Trix Gaming. He's been asking for one of my latest videos for the GM mode, but I've been caught up with the whole UFC fight camp videos, and I'm sorry, Trix. I hope to finish this season, and we'll see what the interest level is, and maybe we'll do another one. If you're watching this from for the first time, we actually won the Stanley Cup. I was wheeling and dealing like an experienced GM, but you know what? Half the time, it was all fluke, I think. But we won the Stanley Cup, and this is now Season 2, and we're 63 games into the season, and we are in second place, and we are playing as the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if you're wondering about our lineup does not look like the Leafs lineup how it is right now in real life. We made a lot of deals, and yeah, you guessed it. We have Connor McDavid, and I've been saying it since the beginning. McDonald's got to make a Connor McDavid burger and post that up. We also made some deals to get some good chemistry, to get Jordan Eberle. Van Riemsdyk has stuck around, and he's doing well. We got Max Domi on the second line with Kadri, Panik, who hopefully in time improves. And then we got Winnick, Bozak, Beck. Kind of not the best third and fourth line. And this kid, Nozen, who's a high elite, he was a 75 last season. He's already moved up to an 81. If you look at our defensive line, I made some nice little deals in the offseason and went through the free agent market. And we got Goligoski. We always had Gardner, who's doing really well, Yandel, Quincy. So we have a solid, real solid 6 guys on the defensive line. And if you're wondering about our goaltending, we still have Reimer and good old Bernier, who's at an 89. But it was Reimer who we put in the playoffs that really got us going, because Bernier was stinking it up, and then we put Reimer in, and it was Trix Gaming actually that said to put him in, and everything turned since then. So we are going to simulate the rest of the season and really see where we stand, and hopefully in the next episode we will get right to the playoffs if we can get there, because if there's a meltdown here, we're not making the playoffs. And let me know if you want me to actually play through and show you the highlights of these playoff games as opposed to just simulating. So let's simulate these 2 games and see how we do. So we won in overtime, and it says, the scout, the trading deadline is almost upon us, and I would recommend you review your trading block. So we're going to go edit the trading block. We do have Beck, Winnick, and this Komarov, he's been crying like a little baby the whole season, complaining that he's not getting his playing time. So I don't know at this point if we want to mess with what we got as far as giving up picks and that, because we are winning games. And I find in the game it's really hard to make the trades. Like, what I do is I try to kind of propose trades offline, because if you try to make a trade here, it's really, really tough. So right now, I think it's not really worth making a trade. We're going to keep the team as is. And look at that. We got to do a player meeting. I love this game because of the whole morale thing. The morale, if you're new to the game, it allows the player actually to kind of perform better. So you see there on the screen it says start. On the right it's current, and they move up. So his starting morale was 81. His current morale is now at 83. His overall is 83, and he's moving up. So he says, there are times that I don't want to walk into that locker room. So he's not happy. So it says, thanks for the input, but I'm happy with the group we have. I hear a lot of feedback like yours. I'm contemplating some changes. So, and then it goes, we know about the problems, but I need you to be a part of the solution and not the problem. If you want change, become a role model in the locker room. There's a whole theory that I have that if you pick number 2, it's either you're going to gain morale or nothing's going to change. You're not going to lose morale. So we're going to pick number 2. And he has gained morale as a result of the player conversation. All right. So let's continue simming. Let's get this season over and done with. let's see here. Let's get right back to it. Yeah, again, I apologize for the delay. I really have to get these videos up and running as far as the NHL is concerned. So if you look at the calendar right here, people, we are in March. And we basically, if you look in April, it ends in April. And we're going to go right to the end right now. Let's just quick sim and see what happens here. And we're only worrying about our NHL team at this point. Look at that. We've won 5 games in a row. This team is just finding its stride. Oh, I jinxed it. We lost. But as long as we can go 500 the rest of the way here, I feel like we'll secure our playoff spot. And things will be great in good old Toronto land. And we lost 2 in a row, but we won 1 there. Oh, here we go. The original 6 against Montreal. How's that going to go? And it says there's still some players that want to meet. So we want to go to morale. And Goligoski and meet. He says management seems to be doing well. They have been pushing all the right buttons. Well, thanks a lot. I've had a good crew who know what they're doing. And that's what we're going to pick. And it had no effect on him. What I'll do is, we can hold a team meeting. Maybe we should do that if we lose against St. Louis right here. Oh, we won. We got to edit the scout. I'm going to actually stop things right now and go back to the scout. So when you assign your scout, I like to continually assign the same area, because when it's draft week, we're looking for forwards. He would really get a true identification of who's going to be good. You don't want to kind of be going all over the place, all over the world, scouting here and there, because you don't know if you're going to get a true identification of the kids coming out of the minors. So let's see here. We've got 1, 2, and we go to April, and it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games left. So let's simulate all the way up until the 10th. And then we will slow simulate the Montreal game. And we are on a roll here. Look at that. What a great team. I want to check out league leaders too. Okay, go back to morale. I like how they have that little notification just in case you forget. Yandel. What's Yandel have to say? And he was a great pickup. I picked him on the free agent market. He goes, I really feel like I'm firing on all cylinders lately. You are. There's a lot to be proud of. Good work. And it had no effect on him. Now, our locker room chemistry is at 80%, which is an A-, and that's good. So, okay, let's stop the simulation. Before we do the slow simulation of the Montreal game, I want to check out the league leaders. Now, our team's not really known for, being amongst the league leaders in points. But if we look at our player stats, just our team, leading the team in points is Van Riemsdyk. That's great, with 65. And then you got McDavid, and it's kind of surprising McDavid only has 15 goals, but 48 assists at a 94 clip. Kadri's sitting at 56. Let's look down here. And then Eberle's doing well. We got Eberle mid-year. Actually, 4, 5, 6 games, I believe. We actually had Kessler, and then we traded him because we wanted to get some support for McDavid. So if we look at the league leaders, so let me just quickly, if you go here right to NHL. I wish there was an easier way of doing this. So we go the entire league. Leading the league is Steven Stamkos, and he's not really doing that well now. He's injured. But it's Stamkos, Tavares, Drouin is great. I think Drouin is going to be the reason why they eliminate Stamkos from the Tampa Bay's lineup. But then you got Ben, Crosby, Ovechkin, Karlsson, and then the list goes on. And you don't see any of our Leaf guys for a while. But you know what? It's not all about getting the points. There's Van Riemsdyk at 65. It's all about winning. And let's take a look at the team standings quickly. Going into the last game. Team stats. We did clinch a playoff spot, which is fantastic. But if we can win this next game, and Ottawa loses, we could be, well, they have to lose their next 2 games. We could be sitting in second in the division. And that's what, that would be actually fantastic. So let's simulate, slow sim this game right here. And let's see what happens. Simulate. And I always simulate at a 4 speed. So we are off. I love this way of simulating because you feel like you have more control over what's happening, even though you really don't. But it's nice to see it. So we're kind of hanging tough right now. It's pretty even. 11 minutes left in the first. Oh, and we gave up a goal. Smith Pelly. Oh, but there's Kadri tying it up, and it's 1-1 right there. And 7 minutes left in the first period. Let's see what happens. So yeah, let me know. I was just thinking right now, do you want me to simulate the playoffs like this, using this form of simulation? Or like I said earlier, do you want me to play through it and show you guys the highlights? Or I could play the whole game. But then you know what I find too? Let's resume simulation. I find too that, playing through the whole game makes the videos really long. But if that's the interest level, I hope I still have some NHL heads out there, because after putting up my UFC videos, I hope my NHL guys stuck around, as we're losing 2-1. But yeah, I don't mind showing you guys the whole game if that's what you want. I'm thinking maybe the highlights, but let me know. So, midway point through the game, it is 2-1 Montreal, and we're out shooting them though. Look at that. 20-7 on shots. And we just have to figure out right now, how are we going to get the equalizer? And they get the insurance goal, Pacioretty. And it's 3-1. I'm going to simulate 8 times right now. So we're resuming the final period. This game means basically nothing right here. Doesn't mean too much. Just simulate right through. But could we get a couple of goals here? Come on. Remember in Season 1. In Season 1, if it was a playoff game and we're down by 1 goal with less than 10 minutes left, I would jump in. Oh, this game's done. This game is done, and I'm going to finish the game. And we lose 4-1. And that's okay. Let's look at the playoff bracket before we end this video. So the regular season has ended. So you click on that. And we lost some locker room chemistry. I wonder why, though. Maybe because of that loss. But the regular season has ended. And it looks like it's the Battle of Ontario in the playoffs. Look at that. We are facing Ottawa. And let me just go to that playoff bracket. Playoff positions. Let's see here. You know what's funny? Sometimes it's so hard to remember how to get to that playoff bracket. League? No. Hub? Stat Central? I'm not seeing it. Let's see. Updates, activity feed. Let's see here. If I go to stats, maybe right here. There we go, people. So you look at the playoff bracket right now, and this is going to be interesting. It's the Battle of Ontario, Ottawa and Toronto in the first round. And then it goes Tampa Bay, Florida, Philly, Washington, Pittsburgh, New York Islanders. And then on the other side, Minnesota, Chicago, Nashville, Los Angeles, Anaheim, Arizona, Edmonton, St. Louis. It's good to see Edmonton going on and making the playoffs. It's going to be great. The question is, can we repeat as Stanley Cup champions? It's tough to do. Can we find a way to beat Ottawa? There are so many questions going into our next video. Can we survive the onslaught of Ottawa's offense? Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Our new team, based on what we've seen so far, I'm very confident that we're going to hopefully give Ottawa a great run for their money and maybe make another deep run into the playoffs. Anyhow, people, hopefully you enjoyed this. This is Ricky J, baby, from Ricky J Sports. Have a great week. You are awesome.